All right, these are the latest live visuals coming in from Ukraine. Prime Minister Narendra Modi, who is paying tributes at the Gandhi statue in Kyiv and has now decided to go ahead and meet Volodymyr Zelensky as well. But this is important, remember, a floral tribute to Mahatma Gandhi, who's seen as an international figure with a message of peace. And what better time like at this one when there's an ongoing war between Russia and Ukraine that has consumed so many lives. Look at these visuals, the latest visuals from Kyiv. So that meeting that has happened, Prime Minister Modi taking a moment to, this appears to have been a montage that has been prepared for Prime Minister Modi. All those who've been brutally killed, fighting for Ukraine, that's the visual. A handshake, a hug. This is after June 2024. Look at the body language here. Prime Minister Modi ensuring that a moment of solidarity and support. A hand on the shoulder on the president of Ukraine, Volodymyr Zelensky. Remember, fairly a younger president, not with much political experience. And the moment he came into the political domain, the war also emerged. And Prime Minister Modi instead, with a relatively fair amount of experience in politics, understanding difficult decisions to be taken for the country, this is that moment of support and solidarity. Not just two individuals leading a country standing together, but isn't it like a moment of a big brother as well, as a big friend, to stand with him with the hand on the shoulder of Volodymyr Zelensky, to also send out a message that they are together in this. And remember that while many have questioned, specifically the Western nations, why was India even slightly friendly with Russia? It should have been completely supportive of Ukraine. Prime Minister Modi and India had maintained we have an independent foreign policy, and both countries have been our historical cultural friends and allies and as much trade partners. Massive Indian diaspora in Ukraine. And look at those images. Remember, it's been now 2 years of the war that's been on, in fact, more than that. And therefore, representative, as this ongoing war has consumed life, does not look like it's ending anytime soon. But for people of Ukraine, for the armed forces of Ukraine, this is a fight for their territory to not be invaded and taken over by Russia. Gaurav Sawant is joining me from Kyiv for the latest on that. Gaurav, so this, of course, is not the usual meeting. It's amid an ongoing war, and the body language that I noticed of Prime Minister Modi. I don't remember the last time he literally had a hand over his shoulder of his contemporaries, and there is clearly a messaging here that he's sending out.
Very, very powerful and very emotive images of Prime Minister Narendra Modi and the Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky together, looking at that picture, those pictures of young Ukrainian children killed in war. Very emotional. President Zelensky and Prime Minister Narendra Modi has, put his arm around President Zelensky. That's a very sweet gesture of comfort. It's a brotherly gesture from the Prime Minister, keeping an arm around President Zelensky as they look at images of young Ukrainian children killed in combat. This war that started in February 2022 has been on for over 910 days and counting. And Ukrainian leadership, they tell us that every day there are women who are losing their sons. The soldiers are being killed, young children are losing their fathers, wives are losing their husbands. And these pictures, of course, are the most heartbreaking. Pooja, I was reporting from Irpin and Bucha in February and March of 2022 when the worst phase of this battle was on. And a large number of children had been killed in combat because it was almost like Second World War tank battles that were taking place on the streets of Irpin and Bucha. So these images just show those horrors of war that President Zelensky wants Prime Minister Narendra Modi and through him the developing world, the global south to see and then understand the agony that Ukraine is going through.
And also, I noticed Prime Minister Modi bowing down to some of those images of possibly those killed, most likely the soldiers. And it's understandable because, India may not be at war, but it understands the loss of people and soldiers, specifically when it comes to our border situations. And that's one of the reasons, what according to you, Gaurav, that this visit is about for Prime Minister Modi and for India at a time like this?
India is a friend of Russia. India is a friend of Ukraine. And India is in the best position to hopefully get both the countries on the talks table because Thousands and thousands of lives have been lost on the Ukrainian side. Thousands and thousands of lives have been lost on the Russian side. And India is also the leader of the global south, the developing countries. And this war between Russia and Ukraine is adversely impacting the developing countries. And that is where India is trying to get that message across, both when Prime Minister Narendra Modi interacted with the Russian President Vladimir Putin in Moscow and his interaction with President Zelensky. Right now, this war has to stop. Losses of lives have to stop, and peaceful negotiated settlement needs to take place. That can only happen through dialogue and diplomacy.
That's a very important point. Can India become a peacemaker here between Russia and Ukraine? Remember, because both countries have been our friends and allies, and that's not just a political mention, but it's also a fact because historically and with the Indian diaspora there in both nations, we really don't have concerns with either of the countries, even though the Western nations have taken a very specific view as per the whole NATO group together that they stand by Ukraine and against Russia. So India had maintained, despite facing pressure, specifically on oil import. Remember, India had said we have to look at our domestic national interest and we have no reason to take a side, at least directly, on this war. Now, that's one of the reasons that at a time when there is a war going on, for Prime Minister Modi, for an Indian Prime Minister to be heading to Ukraine, and ever since our diplomatic relations were confirmed from early 1990s, for the first time in 30 years, Indian Prime Minister has made a visit. And you saw from the feedback that we got from the ground of Indian diaspora, the kind of excitement, enthusiasm to welcome an Indian Prime Minister, and then the Ukrainian diplomats greeting Prime Minister Modi with a namaste, and to showcase to Prime Minister Modi, not just through documents, but as visuals, as montage prepared by Volodymyr Zelensky's team to help him also understand what has unfolded in the country. So many young people, not just soldiers, but many who had volunteered for the armed forces, especially young men. So many families who've been lost in the process, but the war is right now refusing to abate. While there have been appeals that this war must be stopped, there must be a ceasefire, but it looks like that it's not happening. And can India, at any point, if not directly, but have the two teams on the same table to at least put an end to the war? Because it was with regard to Russia-Ukraine war. Remember that Prime Minister Modi had said, this is not an era for war. So while the visit will be, of course, amid these war clouds, but defense is likely to be one of the key areas of focus for this visit of Prime Minister Modi. Remember, there are defense companies in Ukraine and which are vital for survival of some of the country's largest cities. But it's been impacted severely because of the ongoing Russia-Ukraine war. The ripple effects have been hit globally as well, especially in Western nations, whether it's about oil or defense issues as well. So there could be potential discussions, is what we are told from our sources, during the visit that will be very significant in this case. But apart from the defense issues, it's also about the living bridge that we have, the Indian culture that you saw, about Ukrainian artists learning art forms that Gaurav sent to us. So there's a lot of respect and regard for Indian culture also in Ukraine. Gaurav, so as you continue to be with us, help me understand what is the mood on the ground, because politically there will be a certain position that India needs to take, but culturally there's so much love we see in Ukraine. How is India walking this tightrope over this war that's on?
So India has an independent foreign policy, and India is not budging an inch from a very strong independent foreign policy that keeps Indian national interest supreme. Be that as it may, India also is in a unique position to help both Russia and Ukraine, and indeed has been taking help both from Russia and Ukraine for our defense preparedness for decades. No, many people, and especially those who cover national security and defense, know that, the AN-32 aircraft, which is the warhorse of the Indian Air Force and has been since the 1980s for decades, that, the AN-32 aircraft are made in Ukraine. That's point one. Point two, equally significant at this point of time, is the ship engines. They are also made here in Ukraine. The Mi-17 engines, they are made here in Ukraine. So very close cooperation between India and Ukraine for decades. Point one. Point two, India is also reliant on Russia for its military hardware. At the same time, in the same position to help both the countries find a negotiated settlement.